Hi there. In today's segment, we're going to be talking about myofascial release or foam rolling. What that basically is these toxins that build up in our muscle tissue, and we've felt them all. You know, when you touch your body or go to a massage, you get these knots. Well, myofascial release is breaking those knots up and releasing the toxins out of our body. And we do that for several reasons. These toxins or knots in our body, in our muscle tissue, they block circulation, so we're lowering and reducing our circulation. Also, that toxic environment are their toxins. So our body's drained of energy trying to get those toxins out. So it actually really takes away our energy. So when we break these up, we'll have more energy. And then third, they actually reduce or increase your risk of injury. So breaking them up will reduce your risk of injury. You see, these knots, they stop the muscles from firing in certain points. So now we're only using part of our muscle and we're creating imbalances that create injury. So foam rolling is what we're going to be doing to teach you how to, again, release those toxins, have more energy, be more pain-free, and just reduce your risk of injury. So get ready to have these guys as your best friends. You're going to roll around with them, play with them. If you're a beginner, you want to use the blue one. The blue one's a little softer, a little bit more, forgiving. And if you're more experienced, you've been doing this for a while, the black one's a little more firm. It's going to kind of get a little deeper into the tissue. We even have ones with ridges that really get deep into the tissue. So let's get ready to foam roll and have some fun releasing some toxins. All right, and the first one we're going to start out with is our back. We're going to do upper back and then lower back. So just kind of set the foam roller behind you, kind of lay down on it. With the knees are bent, arms are going to go back behind our head and lift our hips up in the air. And with this, just kind of straightening and bending the knees as you massage the upper back. And oh, it feels so good, especially if you spend a lot of time at a desk or driving a car. You know the upper back just has a lot of knots and tension. So we can break those up. Usually 5 to 10 repetitions up and down is a good start for it. And if you find a good knot and you want to stay there, you can kind of hang out there for a little while and just take a few deep breaths. And then we'll move on to the lower back by just kind of rolling a little further forward. And so your lower back is on there. So once you find a spot for your low back, you'll feel good little pressure on there, kind of releasing a knot there maybe. And then you're going to just march in place. Again, just 5 times, maybe 10 with each leg. And then if you have the core strength for it, you really have to use your abdominals for this one. And you want to take it a little bit further, you're going to bend both knees at the same time and then control on the way down. This one's a little bit more advanced, but it's a great way to start breaking up any tension and toxins you have in that low back. So there's your upper and lower back. All right, for this next part, we're going to cover the whole back of our legs. We're going to start with the hips and butt area, hamstrings, and then calves. So for the hips and butt area, it's called a piriformis. You're going to take, let's say I'm going to lean on just one cheek. So one butt cheek, the right cheek here. So I'm going to take my right foot and cross it over my left, just kind of sitting on a chair with the legs crossed. So I'm opening up that hip area and going to just roll back and forth. Nice, slow and controlled, about 1 inch per second. And again, 5 to 10 times. If you're not feeling anything there, you may want to roll out a little bit further or roll in a little bit more. Kind of find out where do you see and feel the most tension. So again, 5 or 10 times, and then repeat on the other side. To move on to the hamstrings, you can do it with 2 legs, kind of lifting your hips up in the air and just kind of rolling back and forth. And then if you want to get a little deeper and kind of feel a little bit more because you're not feeling enough, go ahead and use just 1 leg at a time. And rotate it in a little bit, rotate it out a little bit, and find out again where you have that most tension. Let's say I find a knot here, then I'm just going to rock back and forth to kind of break it up, and then again forward and backwards this way. So about 5 to 10 times, if you find an adhesion or a good knot, go horizontally or rotating the leg, and then 5 or 10 times more, going back and forth, and then again repeat on the other leg. Now same thing for the calves. I'm going to now bring it down to the calves. You got to use a little bit of upper body strength here, a little core strength. You're going to lift your body up and just roll back and forth. You may have to adjust and do it twice to get all the way from the ankle to right below the back of the knee. If you have the strength and the core mobility, go ahead and do it all in one movement. And again, I always suggest crossing the legs just to do one at a time because you can really get a little bit deeper this way. And one great thing when you can go deeper and you find an adhesion or a knot is you can stop and then you can kind of flex and extend the ankle. You also may want to rotate out a little bit here or rotate in to see where you're finding the most tension and knots that you can break up. Again, if you find one, take the foot and ankle and flex it 4 or 5 times, and then repeat 4 or 5 more times, rolling up and down that same spot to really flush and get rid of all those toxins. All right, that's the back of the legs. All right, to finish off, we're going to do the side of the leg and the front of the leg and then the inside of the leg. So kind of that front half of the leg. We're starting off with the IT band or iliotibial band. And this is where a lot of people can relieve a lot of tension from things that cause knee pain while you're jogging. So again, just slow and controlled. I'm using my forearm on this side. I'm using my foot, my opposite foot to kind of balance me. And just slow and control, about 1 inch per second, going all the way up and down. Do that 4 or 5 times until you find a spot that kind of hurts the most. You'll know it when you get there. If you're more advanced, you can go to both legs stacked at the same time and just do it this way. Either way, once you get to that point where you kind of find that the most tension, you're going to pause there, take a few deep breaths, and keep breathing as you bend that knee 4 or 5 times. This really helps to break up that tissue, and that's toxins and knots, and then go ahead and back and forth 4 or 5 times. You may want to repeat this a couple of times and find a different spot. The IT band is going to take a lot of tension off your knees. It'll help you, especially runners, or people when you walk. If you have pain when you're walking, this really helps a ton. Once you're done with the IT band or side of your leg, you're going to go a quarter turn down, and you're going to get the outside of your quad or thigh muscle. Again, back and forth, same kind of thing. Nice, slow and controlled, about 1 inch per second. 3 to 4 times, maybe 4 or 5 times. You find the knot or something that hurts the most. And again, some people feel it in the upper part of their thigh, some closer to the knee. Wherever you find it, you're going to pause there, deep breathing, and bend 4 or 5 times. And then again, once you've bent it 4 or 5 times, go ahead and massage it all out. Get that circulation back into your legs. Repeat it on the other side, and then we're going to go to the inside of the leg. So for the inside of the leg, we're going to rotate all the way out and point the knee facing out. And so as you're facing down, make sure that the angle of the foam roller is kind of perpendicular to your leg. While the knee's pointing out, you're going to again just roll back and forth on the inside of your thigh, adjusting your body with your legs, with your arms, with your core, and just roll back and forth. Again, when you find one of those fun, nice knots or adhesions, you'll pause, bend the leg 4 or 5 times. Again, breathe. Make sure you breathe deeply when you're doing this. And then go ahead and back and forth, up and down the inside of that thigh. And there you have it. You basically have done the whole body. You've foam rolled, you've released a lot of tension and toxins. Just get up and start walking. You're going to notice such a big difference as you start walking, how you're going to feel lighter right away. You might feel a little dizzy just because a lot of toxins being released into your body and because you've been lying down. So drink a lot of water, slow deep breathing, and I promise you're on your way to feeling so much better.